So it was my first time DMing, and even though I was still pretty new to the game, I wanted to jump in the deep end and create my own campaign. I was always intrigued with creating my own stories, and using the undead, specifically vampires. I decided to only run the campaign for 6 weeks through the summer, and run the party through levels 0 to 10, speeding up XP throughout the weeks, and helping me get an idea for the rules. I kept with 3.5 as it was the only rule set I'd played with at the time, and it just seemed fun. Now, the story was that of a horror film, and because of that I included a Call of Cthulhu sanity system within the game, but I'll get back to that shortly. So the players I had were a barbarian, a monk, an archer, and a paladin. They were all shipped onto a boat for a month after answering a call that a village was being pillaged by bandits, and people were being kidnapped and going missing. I'm gonna skip ahead, but basically the barbarian went insane after failing 3 saves from seeing a demon, and the monk broke his weapon, causing him to beat skeletons to death with his sandal for the whole session. A new cleric character was introduced to the party, and they finally had some decent healing on board. So anyway, skipping ahead, the party found themselves in a small tavern on the outskirts of the main castle that they needed to break into. Along the way they found a map that revealed a secret tunnel to them. The party had been warned that a vampire known as Draven was looking for the map, and if the party was to lose the map, then they would have to go to the castle fighting. Now, Draven was the end boss, the character that was always watching the party, but never quite confronted them. They knew of his name, but hadn't seen him yet. I decided to throw a wrench in the works, at a moment's notice. My plan was to use Draven to steal the map, and force the players to fight through the entrance to disrupt their progress. After all, we were getting closer to the endgame, and I thought it would be fun to throw the pace back a bit, from underestimating how quickly they had completed the other quests. I pulled Draven into the tavern, and closely noted which one of them had the map beforehand, to not raise suspicion. I then mentioned to the party that a man was approaching them. Now, I need to pause my story for one moment and mention that 1, I was new to DMing and therefore didn't know all the rules yet. 2, I did have a backup plan in case anything did go wrong. And 3, forgot that odds are not always in your favour. I approached them and asked for coin, but as I did, the paladin drew their sword. She then decided to use Sense Evil for some reason, and rolled a 19 plus whatever stats I'd given her. I think it was 8 or something. Anyway, I have no idea why or how I gave it away. I could have lied and said, no evil is detected, but I would have felt like I was cheating the party. So I wrote down on a piece of paper the word evil, and passed it to the paladin. A silence fell over the table for a brief moment, until the word,
let's kick him in the nuts,
left the paladin's lips. I told her she couldn't kick the beggar in the balls.
Why not?
Because you can't. I said so. She said.
How about if I get a natural 20? Can I do it then?
I looked at her, with having the feeling the chance was so insignificant, and that it was worth it for the comedic value. If she failed, I was going to make Draven drain our life in the tavern with all of her friends watching anyway. Alright, sure, I said. Go for it. She rolled a natural 20. My jaw almost hit the table with laughter. She had just nut-punched a vampire. The vampire fell to his knees, and the party ganked a stunned vampire. The party took it in turns stabbing, beating, and all around killing the vampire that was 5 levels above them. I just watched as my main villain was reduced to a crippling bag of nothingness, all from a ball kick. After Draven was able to become unstunned, his hit points were too low to continue the fight. And from that, I made Draven flee the tavern. Lesson learned. Nut punches are OP. Hi everyone, thanks for watching the video. Be sure to like, subscribe and do all the good stuff. If these get a good response, then I may continue the other stories I have. Also, I have a Discord, a Twitter, an Instagram and a Twitch, where I post videos before they're seen on YouTube, as well as work in progress pictures. I'll leave them all in the description below. I've been The Weekend Geek, and remember, don't eat yellow snow.